It's time for the news.
Another UFO sighting has taken place.
The leather's made out of cardboard.
The number you have dialed is in an alternate dimension.
Welcome back to Weird Week. My name is Jack DeMont. I'm your host, Daniel Kim, here with us today. How you doing, man?
Doing well again. I mean,
Doing well again.
we're all surviving in this cruel world, or something
Are
like
we?
that.
Are we all surviving?
Yeah,
Barely. It feels like we're all just barely holding on.
mm-hmm.
That's why we're here.
All... Is it what's that thing where we're being watched as TV shows or something like that? That theory
What,
that
the
we're
Truman
actually,
Show?
yeah, we're all Truman Show.
I don't
And
know
I'll be like, why me though? My life doesn't seem like it's that entertaining. I would turn it off if I was watching my life. I'd be like,
yeah,
this sucks.
It's like, yeah, I mean, the only reason why everybody's so invested in themselves is because they are themselves and they're trapped inside their head and their body. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't give two shits about themselves as much as they do. It's like we're just trapped in these freaking bodies. But I kind of like my body. I think I look aight. I think I'm a cool guy. So I try to embrace the body while I can. Because it's gonna start to deteriorate fast. I'm already 30. Look at these. I'm getting some bags under my eyes. Oh boy.
Welcome to the big 3-0.
I got wrinkles on my forehead, but that's mostly like eyebrow moving wrinkles because I'm very expressive with my eyebrows.
Wrinkles.
I still have pretty nice skin for someone my age. I know that. I know, like, I don't have real wrinkles, but these bags are starting to come in. That's no joke. It's gonna start kicking in soon. How about you, DK? How you feeling? You're how you feeling in your body right now?
My body is I don't know. My body feels like it's
feeling shouldery.
Yeah, feeling shouldery. A little jittery. The jitterbugs got me, I think.
I like that. Let's see if the jitterbugs got to a phone that sunk at the bottom of a dam.
They had to drain it.
That's right. An India official was forced to drain a dam in order to retrieve a cellular phone. It's kind of hard to tell if I think it's because it was claimed the phone had sensitive government data that needed retrieving. But of course, by the time they had pulled the phone out, it was waterlogged and not functional. So, but just in case, who knows if like a Russian spy is going to dive to the bottom of that specific dam and pull up your India's government files.
Yeah. I mean,
and to drain the whole dam for it.
Yeah, he's also being accused of kind of using his power to drain it, because I'm pretty sure, like, if you drop your phone, you should probably consult. It should go through multiple levels. I know it's sensitive data, but like to drain a whole fucking dam for just because you dropped a phone seemed pretty irresponsible. I mean, it really didn't seem like right. Yeah, it seemed like he didn't. He wanted to just drain some water near the dam. I think he tried to work his way around trying to say what he was doing without really saying what he was doing. And just I think, yeah, it took like 3 days to pump, and it just a lot of tax dollars for his fuck up.
Yeah, luckily they were pumping it into like some farmland, it looks like, and which was about 440,000 gallons.
It's not. Well, I don't think you can, even though you pump it to farmland, I think you're practically drowning the crop at that point. I mean, they shouldn't be drinking that much water.
It says it's enough to irrigate 600 hectares, 6 square kilometers of farmland. I'm sure they had 6 kilometers of farmland right there that they were hosing down. But yeah, I mean, it's a ton of water, and at least it's being used for something. Like, they didn't just pump it into the ocean and then it was just gone. Like, it's clean water that can be used by farmland. but
Yeah.
totally an abuse of power, totally unnecessary to I mean, when you see a picture of the dam, it's like it's way more than obnoxious that somebody emptied it to get a phone out. It's like it's a dam the size of a mini lake, and they emptied the whole fucking thing for a phone. I mean, it's a joke. There's no way.
Yeah.
You
He's
guys-
getting a lot of criticism. I think I could also it also depends whose farmland he like funneled all that water to. If it's like a homie that's like, hey, can I get some of that water? And he farmed it and he watered
yeah.
his plants for free, his crop for free. Then it's just like, okay, now you're really pissing us off, dude.
No. But it is the local weed man's farm, so it's all okay.
Everybody's like, we're chill.
we're all
We're all
chill. Oh, that's
chill.
actually okay. No, just gotta use your brain, people. Like this guy, an Atlanta man, discovers a way for drivers to legally escape parking lot boots without paying the fine. That's using your noggin. That's how you use your freaking head, man. Don't be draining entire dams for a cell phone. Help people avoid paying fines. Help people get
getting
their
the boot.
cars back.
And
Yeah,
getting
get
the
that
boot, literally.
Get that boot off.
It's so crazy too, because I mean, like I heard, like apparently this is a thing in Atlanta where they have to actually pass a bill to it'll
to get this
yeah to have this
guy's
thing. No, like this apparently is an issue over there. I to be honest, I've never lived in Atlanta for a prolonged period of time. I've never lived in Atlanta, but I've never been there to the point where I saw this and thought that was an issue. So I don't know.
right.
He apparently sells those keys to it, and the police are saying like, "Hey, you can use it, but don't steal the boot."
That's so funny. Well, I mean, yeah, when you look at it, it's one of those. It's a key. What are they? I don't know what kind of key it is. They're like round, and the part that you like insert instead of it being like straight and then jagged on the top or whatever. It's like this weird circular thing, and it's
Skeleton
like
key?
it might be a skeleton key. But they are pretty universal. So I don't know if that's what is called the skeleton key. He's just calling them boot keys, but they look like the kind of key you can kind of get like at a lot of different places. Clearly, like he isn't going around from boot to boot trying to figure out which key will work on there's one universal key that's working on all boots, and that's why he's able to sell over 600 of them in a month. But I do find that funny that like the police at this point, because that's why they're going to make legislation about it so the police can say something else. But to start off by being like, yeah, man, I guess use the key, but just leave the boot. That's just their way of being like, we need to save some money. Don't steal all our fucking boots, dude. Like, but I'm sure that legislation's going to end up putting the hammer down on that somehow.
Yeah. I don't know. Seems like I said, I don't know what. I mean, I guess it sucks that people are. I don't know. I don't know why people are so uptight about like a car parking and like let's say you own you have a business in like a parking lot, like in a strip mall in a parking lot. I don't know why people are so crazy about like if I park there for overnight. Well, I guess there's some people who abuse that parking lot if you were to allow them to do it, but I don't know. It just seems like I don't know. To me, it just seems like something that just like okay, since just you can stay here overnight, but leave when my business is open, so customers have a place to park their cars.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't understand the boot thing in general. Like, I don't see why people don't just get like a ticket. The way that the ticket system works out here, it's all in a system, so you can't really like avoid the ticket. It's gonna come back to haunt you usually. So I don't really understand why people are still using a boot in certain places, because it's like you could just implement the ticket system.
Yeah. Which I would prefer. I mean, even with like, I think if you have a boot, I think it takes a while for one. I mean, especially given that like how slow everything moves. It's just like you probably have to wait. Let's say you do pay your fine or like whatever you do get approved to get the thing removed. It probably takes a while for them to come to even remove that thing. So
Right.
it's just like fuck, my life is like at a standstill until like this guy decides to come.
Yeah. And
And
then
it's probably like installing your internet. We'll show up at your house between 9 a.m. and 7 p.m. It's just like, can you give me a better window so I know when to like, I don't know, do my errands and come back or
right.
wait for your guy? It's just like, why do you give me such a wide range of hours to just sit here and do nothing and just wait for this one dude to show up at my house?
Yeah, that's crazy. And like you can just imagine how many cars are getting booted and left into like in parking lots and stuff. It's just like I think you were saying, is that what you were saying? Is that the owner wouldn't appreciate their parking lot full of booted cars?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
also now, like now it's probably inconvenience for them. They have to wait until the stupid car gets either towed or fucking get that thing removed. It's just like
yeah,
you're taking parking space away from like probably me, my employees, and or my customers.
yeah.
But
And it
I
really
mhm.
doesn't do them any good stopping anybody from driving, really. Like if that person shouldn't be driving, they also should have their license revoked and things
Mhm.
like that. Like
Yeah,
why are you literally physically stopping people from driving? That's like that. I mean, because they left it in the wrong parking lot. It's such a weird concept.
yeah. I'm with Atlanta. I think we should give the boot the boot.
Give the boot
Huh?
the boot.
Huh?
Eh? Eh? That's what they're saying too. That we want the boot banned. Give him the boot. Give the boot the boot. He's a dashing gentleman too. Christian Verrett. He looks like he's a a really well dressed black man with like suspenders and stuff. I love suspenders. They're classic.
Yeah, I mean,
I haven't
it's
worn my suspenders in forever.
yeah, suspenders. That's where it's at. No
I
need for
used
belts.
no.
I remember
Did
once.
I wear suspenders at J Crew?
Yeah, I believe you did. Yeah,
Yeah. What were you gonna say? You remember one time what?
when suspenders were all the rage.
Oh well, yeah, in like the 1920s.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I mean, let's not go that far back, but I mean, there was a time when there were like the skinny ones were kind of like the rage.
oh
I don't know.
yeah,
A lot of people used to rock that. Like I don't
they've
know,
come
like
back.
practically 1920s, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, yeah. But I used to wear them because they, for me, would work better than a belt. For a long time, I was like skinnier than I should have been, and belts wouldn't really like work out for me. Or like my weight would just fluctuate in a weird way, and it would fluctuate in between two different sizes that would make it so that I would have to have two different belts or something weird. So I just started going with suspenders because they really hoist those pants up. They really draw them up there,
Did you know
and no
there's
matter what your weight
suspenders for?
size is, it's the
Did you?
same.
Yeah. Did you know that there's also suspenders for socks, which is
Yeah,
wild. Which
yeah,
is
yeah.
wild.
That those are old. Those are old. That's old.
Yeah, that's old
That's
school. But
classic.
imagine like
Yeah.
the people in those
How you
times
keep
never
those
had
socks up.
sex before. Like, imagine all taking all that stuff off to get it on. It's just kind of like, my God, it's just like at that point, it's like, the mood's gone. Let's just go home.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
I
I want to go home.
I think what happened was that they got rid of the sock suspenders after the invention of socks with elastic on the on the top. Like can you imagine just like the first person that invented the like elastic sock, that like how much people lost their minds over it, like all
Mhm.
these guys, all these businessmen that were hoisting their socks up with like these straps and shit. They're automatic socks. I just put them on and they're just up.
They're like their minds were blown. Which is
Yeah.
like, did the like elastic underwear come at a before time too? Because did they have like other things to suspend other clothes up? which is
I
my
don't know
question
that.
too. Like, it's
That's
just
a
kind
good
of
question.
like somebody was like putting on their underwear with elastic. It's like, man, why don't they make these for socks while he's putting on his like sock suspenders on?
Maybe the underwear just stays up with the regular suspenders, but like and like the pants that you're wearing. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
Imagine,
You know, there was
imagine,
definitely a time before elastic.
imagine how long it took you to get to work, like dress up for work. Like I have to get up at 6 for my 9 o'clock shift.
But you looked
Ew.
fly as fuck, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You were
People back in the
well
day knew how to
dressed.
dress. Yeah, they were pretty well dressed. Now we look like everything is like comfort wear now. So it's just like everybody's wearing Balenciaga
Right.
sweatpants.
Everything back then looked super legit. There wasn't stupid giant kitschy turtle logos on the fucking chest and stupid stuff like that. It was just like a classic suit and tie, you know?
Suit and tie is where it's at.
That's
I'm a
right.
classic man.
Like even the kids would wear like suit and tie type get-ups and stuff.
Yeah. They used to
Now
wear that to fly too. Like they used to get dressed to like go on an airline. It's just like, my goodness.
yes. Back then, obviously, you know, planes were still fairly new to the world and all the rage. So when you got the chance to take your family out on a flight, of course you're gonna dress up real nice.
No one does that
Dapper.
anymore. If you, if you put me on a 13-hour flight, I'm dressing for comfort, not for fashion.
Yeah, it's definitely the case at this point in time, and especially on those longer flights, people are aware. Like, no, I'm not going to be wearing my dress shoes and suspenders. I'll be wearing my sweats and enjoying my time, taking a nap on a plane because I'm gonna be miserable every waking moment. No. All right, guys, moving on. Let's keep it moving. Deputies accuse a man of using Nintendo Duck Hunt pistol to rob a business. Firstly, I want to say, who the hell still has Duck Hunt guns? Like
The
legit
coolest
ones?
kind of world. The coolest kind of world.
Like, damn, man. Like, well, no, I'm not mad about it, but who's still rocking the Duck Hunt gun? Like, how you?
You upgraded in life if you had that. I don't know what that pad is where you lay it out and you just hop on it. I don't know what it was like an Olympic game where you kind of like it's like I don't know what that
Was it for
sport
the
is where you
SNES?
yeah, no, I think it was for the regular like the classic NES, but
Oh,
it had a pad in it. Or the power glove. If you have the power glove, now you're top dog. The power glove is where it's at. I was like, there was an accessory that I thought was super cool. That I don't know why they don't bring it back
this is
anymore. But
all of what you're mentioning is just a touch before my time, DK.
I mean,
I
I'm
know
57,
Duck
so
Hunt. I'm 57. He said, I'm 92. So, I know Duck
I'm
Hunt.
wrong.
I know of the Power Glove, but I never experienced Power Gloves or the pad you're talking about. Like the only
Mhm.
mat I can think of are like DDR mats.
Yeah, there was this mat. Well, I'm kind of vague on it too, but like there was this mat. That's why I'm having such a hard time describing where you step on it and you jump, and then it's just like it's for like the I don't know. It's
It was probably a
back
very
to Duck
basic
Hunt.
form, and it could just tell that you were stepping on it in some way.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
simple, very simple. Back on to Duck Hunt. This guy decided to try to rob what is it, a liquor store? Just as a business.
Okay, a convenience store.
I
Good
want to
business.
assume, yeah. And he he almost got away with it too. Like I guess pulled out the duck hunt gun, which he had painted black prior so that it looks more official. But like when you look at a duck hunt gun, like that does not look like a gun. Like period. It looks like a wood stick on with a handle, and he still kind of like got what he was looking for, the money or the whatever he was trying to rob, and deputies ended up finding him down the street anyways and arrested him. I just find it funny though that people could fall for it. I mean, they did. it doesn't look exactly just like a stick with a handle, but really when you look at the picture, it does not look like a gun. Like there's screw holes on it. Like what? But I mean, I think also, panic in the moment. The clerk is
Yeah.
gonna just give the guy whatever he wants if he
Yeah,
not
especially
probably not even look at the gun.
yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, to be fair, maybe the convenience owner, like the store worker or employee or like the owner, like they're not expertise on guns, so they probably
Right.
just thought something. But it's just always it's just funny that someone can get away with it.
Yeah. I think it reminds me of that story we were talking about last week or the week before, where the guy was trying to rob the store. He got a hug from his buddy, but he was trying to rob him with his finger in a shirt.
Oh, that was a joke from me. I'm not sure if he did it with a finger in his shirt, but
Oh,
yeah. I know he passed a note, but they didn't say any what he was carrying as a weapon. I know, like,
I thought you were
it
being
didn't mean
serious about that.
yeah, no, that's just that was more like a joke. It's like
But
give
this
me
is
your
might as
money.
well be the same thing. I mean, the guy's got
Yeah,
a freaking fake gun. Oh my goodness. That's another case of people not using all of their brain, man. But, desperate times call for desperate measures, so you pull out your duck hunt gun and you go for some hunting.
exactly.
More now that's another person not using their brain. We're back onto somebody using their brain, but only because they were like given a brain implant that would help her use her brain better. And really, I think it just fixed some neuro stuff so that her epilepsy wasn't like active, like she wasn't getting seizures or anything. And according to the article, it was very successful and it was changing her life. She was living like a much happier life. But it's now they're gonna take the implant away from her. They're gonna remove it because the company went under, the implant company. So it's like it's almost like she has no choice. Like what do you
Yeah,
like, even if it's helping your life extraordinarily, the company that is in control of the device inside your brain is going to shut down. Like you got to get rid of it. That sucks ass, let's just say.
yeah.
But it
I
is
mean, it did help with her seizures too. So her I think she was having some strokes too because of it. And this really, I mean, I can imagine if you're living with this problem and you have something implanted in you where it helps a vast deal.
yeah,
And yeah, and yeah.
that
So
it's got to be like, yeah,
Yeah, NeuroVista is the company that you're referring to. That's the
that's
company
getting
that
shut down.
yeah, that's doesn't exist anymore. So they just can't help with. I mean, they
Right.
can't. It's like if it were if there were any problems with the device, I mean, it could probably do reverse effects than doing. But and so since that company's
Right,
not there
that's
to
why
do
they have to take it out.
the AR services, then it's just kind of like
Right.
not AR AS services. Then it's just what can you do? I mean, I don't know that many of companies like this where they're putting brain they could take care of this
Right.
person. Yeah.
Right. And it's like, maybe if the implant was like a self-sustaining kind of a thing,
Hmm.
where like you don't have to worry about it being updated, upgraded, or having any kind of flaws, then maybe you could have left it in when the company went under.
Yeah.
But the fact that the company went under, it's 100% like you got to take it out. If it, like you said, if it needs upgrades, if it malfunctions, if any of that kind of stuff happens, there's no one to take care of it, period. She got to get it
Yeah.
taken out. I just hope that more companies come back to life, or there are companies out there still working on this stuff and using the kind of technology that she was able to put inside of her brain in order to feel better. Because these, people with epilepsy, people who get strokes and seizures, and this like can help them, they all
Hmm.
deserve, every single one of them deserve to get one of these implants in
Yeah.
order to help their life more sustainable.
Yeah. So there's also mentioned in the article that, medication might have helped with the stroke. It might not have been completely the device. It might have been like the combination of the two. But either way, like she feels like it's the device and she felt like she was herself. And yeah, I mean, it's
That's what
tough.
people
Like,
want to feel. You
yeah,
know,
if
people want to
like
feel
if
like themselves.
yeah, imagine if I like had robotic arms and I got super strength because of it, and people are like, that company doesn't exist anymore. We're gonna take that away from you. I'd be like, don't take away my super strength arms.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. She got super strength, and literally it was just her being normal. I I feel bad for her specifically, but there's still a lot of good things to kind of wrap your mind around. I do find it like a big bummer though that if she was feeling like it was helping, it's a huge bummer that the company did go under because it sounds like it was working, like what they were doing was working out in a way,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean,
So it's hard to hear stuff like that.
yeah, tough side of business when it comes to that kind of stuff. It's just like you could have a great product, but if certain things don't necessarily go your way or the way you thought, I mean, like you can offer the best stellar performance or the best stellar, like the best ever product. It's just sometimes, yeah, that's the
But it's
downside,
like
the nasty
it's
side of business that you people don't really talk about.
right, but it's
Hmm.
kind of like we need to find a way as a human race to overcome certain things. And it's like when we have technology that's doing that, if we can prove it more than just like the one case study, a few different case studies that it's working, we as a human race, as an entire earthly planet, need to try to get those companies to survive. We need to try to help those companies to survive, the ones that are
Yeah,
actually trying to like heal and create better futures for us as humans, you know.
yeah, yeah. I
um
mean, sometimes when money's involved, it does kind of tend to. I mean, like I said, I used to work for a company that I thought would have been dope, but like, you know, bosses weren't that responsible, fiscally responsible with the money that was pouring in. So that's when the company went under. So it's just, yeah, you can offer a great service or a product. It's just sometimes, you need to, there's certain ways of doing things. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, it's a crazy world though. I'm really like stoked that there's a lot of advances happening like this. I in my lifetime, like as a child, I probably wouldn't have assumed that eventually there would be technology we are implanting in brains to try to do anything. Like that was all sci-fi mumbo jumbo in as a kid, you know what I mean? It's like there's so much more happening nowadays than you can even try to comprehend, like AI, microchips in brains. Like, I mean, what's going on, man? It's like we are in the full-blown future, and it's crazy. It's crazy, man.
Yeah. Let's see what the future holds. I can only imagine all the stuff that's going to come out.
Right. I mean, when you like I was just saying, like in comparison to my childhood, I mean, that's been 20 years. So in another 20 years, can you imagine the kind of advancements we'll have with the kind of advancements we've had in 20 years prior? My God, that'll be crazy. But I'm
Crazy.
stoked, you know?
Yeah.
I want to
crazy,
see some
almost
aliens.
crazy enough to go inside a convenience store and rob that place with a duck hunt gun that painted black. It's that level of crazy.
It is that level of crazy. You guys, what a freaking weird week it's been. We appreciate you coming through the ride. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, your family, and send us all your money. I like money. We'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.